Hey there, beautiful souls. Jess Intuitive Angel Healer here with your grounded guide to the spiritually awakened survivors of the toxic shadows. Welcome to my channel, Spoken Like an Angel Enlightenment for Survivors. This is a podcast where my prophetic words are meant to help stimulate so you can raise your vibe and elevate. Thank you so much for being here today. It is Sunday, May 28th, 2023. I have an awesome message about self and going on a journey. I'll give you a little starter is that the channeled messages and downloads I got today. One is somebody out there, get ready, because somebody's either going to be inviting you on a trip, asking you to go, you guys go together, or angels are going to be blessing you with a trip. If you think, oh, I don't have no money, well, it doesn't work that way. Not in angel land anyways, because if you can think it, you can believe it. It's just about applying it and visualizing it and doing it a different way. So you do have to put action into manifestation. Spirit wants you to know that, but your action that you put forward on a manifestation is never lost. Your manifestation may not come out exactly like you thought or wanted, but it's always for your highest good. Somebody out there really needs to know that, and if you guys are resonating with this message, please hit that like button, subscribe, share this message out. I'm trying to get my podcast up higher, and do check out my other podcasts that I have on my other channel, Jess Intuitive Angel Vibes. This is my newer channel, so it's still baby. That's why it's still only got 24 little viewers, but you know, I keep hearing Rome wasn't built in a day, and it'll catch on. So it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And I always have quality, love, and light. That's just the energy that I carry. I am a divine healer, energy healer, Reiki practitioner, angel intuitive, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. So let's get into your message today. I hope you all are having a beautiful Sunday. If you are celebrating this Memorial Day weekend and you are getting to be out with your family, awesome for you. Family is first and foremost, and so is self. And Spirit's going to be talking about that here. We spend so much time going to work and to make this money, right? But do we spend time actually spending it on ourselves? Because usually most people have a lot of resentment built up around money because they constantly go and they don't feel like they have enough because they never see it. They always give it to someone else. And at some point, I understand that sounds unfair, but then you have to see, is that person giving back to you? If the give and take is off, that's where you need to look at, because that's where you'll stop that resentment if you know where it's coming from. Because I always tell people awareness is the first key to healing. If you don't know something's wrong because we do something out of a pattern, out of comfortability or just numbness, we really don't even know we're doing it. So when you are faced with this, try not to take it personal. Just look from it as, I always say, a third party. Would you let a friend be treated this way? If not, then why? Go through those steps. But God, excuse me, God wants you to remember that the divine is your main source of help. I'm hearing, stop hiding your head like an ostrich, dig down deep. And the song Katie Ferrara Ferrero Rochero are really good too. But I love Katie Ferrara. If you haven't heard her, check her out. She has a song I hear. It's called "Hear the Wolves Cry." So, and I kept hearing. That's a channeled song. I hear the wolves cry. I hear the wolves cry. Yeah, you gotta go hear that song. It's talking about leaving the city and going out. So this is a confirmation to someone out there that you might be moving out off the grid or to your own land soon. I'm hearing loan approved. So high five. I'm excited for you out there. Know that anything you hear in these messages, because the moment I turn on my podcast to record, I'm getting channeled messages. So anything that you hear is a sign. Please let us know in the comments. Claim that message, claim this message for yourself, like, share, subscribe. But let's get back to this message. I just want you guys, I'm trying to teach you guys how to see and know your signs, because there's really no coincidences. Once you start tuning into these signs, that's when you start understanding, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. Because at the beginning, it becomes a little overwhelming. But once you start understanding, these are like the numbers and the angel signs and the spirit animals are all little guiding little flags on your course to help you get there, try to, keep you on course like a go-kart is what I'm hearing. So you don't fly off into the brush. So I heard divine synergies flowing like a river also. So stop hiding your head like an ostrich, dig down deep. There's 3 levels to overcome. And then I started hearing London Bridge is falling down. And then I heard we all fall down. And then I heard crumble cake, and lemon to be exact. So let me know if this resonates with you. I love angel signs and numbers. I find it interesting how the divine communicates with us. And if you are Pisces, let me know, because I feel that with Pisces, we get the best connection. Like, I don't know, our connection, and I'm getting this like buzzing in my right ear because it's true. Like, we're just very creative and got a big imagination, and just all these signs and symbols that I get from spirit's pretty awesome. Because it tells a whole story. I read a book one day and it was all about you could make an oracle even in your own room. You don't have to have the cards. And when people say that oracle cards are evil, I say nay. It's actually the operator that makes them evil. They're just actually pieces of cardboard, but the operator is the one that opens that portal to the divine. So don't get that confused, because that's just a fearful tactic for you to not get connected with the divine. Because believe you me, if God don't want you to use something or connect with something, it's not going to happen, no matter how much you want. I had a lady tell me that I guess in a past life she misused her gifts and was greedy, right? So this life, if she even tries to ask somebody to pay for a reading, immediately she goes blank because she misused her gifts in a past life. So no spirit can take away your gifts at any time. You need to be grateful for the gifts that you do have, even if things aren't going your way, even if you're not maybe on quite the high level of spiritual awakening yet, but you're still in the 3D matrix and you're living everyday life and you're still processing stuff because you haven't gotten up to that level. And that is perfectly fine too, because we're all in different levels of life. But give yourself permission to expand, and don't take another person, another human. I always say, because Spirit's always telling me, don't invest all of your energy into humans. Invest it into yourself, invest it into the divine. And the more that you invest that energy there, you won't worry about your trust being broken, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to break your own trust to yourself. And the divine will never break your trust, because anything they do is for your higher self. It's your ego that is like the stepchild that's like, no. It's like the younger child, they're upset and they want things their way, and sometimes that can't happen. But I always say knowledge is key, and the truth hurts, but the truth sets you free. So somebody needed to hear that right now. And it's funny, we're going to the next point. I was just talking about your ego. Well, I got the three holy trinity: Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That's the Holy Trinity, right? The triangle, trifecta is what I heard. Higher self, ego, and shadow are the three parts of yourself that you have. Now, your higher self is self-explanatory. Your ego, obviously um, that's your logical side. It's like your left and your right side of your brain, right? Left is logic, right is creativity. Well, then you have your shadow side, and your shadow side is a collective of all the unhealed karma from generations before on both sides of your parents. So depending on how much stuff they haven't taken care of in their life, or have avoided, ran away from, or tried to push onto someone else, that's why I say no matter how hard you try, you can't run away from your problems or your lessons, because if you have a lesson to go through in this life, God's going to have you go through it regardless. So you might as well just get out of the way. That's why I say thank you to the lessons, because they always bring you blessings. Remember that. And it's really hard in the moment, but start training yourself to say thank you, because the universe's rejection is your protection. I promise. I've had a lot of things had the door shut on me, but it took about maybe 10 years, but I did eventually find out, because no, you're not always going to find out when you want to find out something. It may take 20 years for you to find out the truth about something, because some people are just really good liars. So somebody out there needs to stop beating themselves up, because it wasn't your fault, and this is simply a lesson that had to be learned. I heard another song. This is full of songs today. So Ain't No Mountain High Enough, from Diana Ross, and 1970 is significant. And so ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, keep me from getting to you, babe. Yeah, that was the specific part they wanted me to sing. And I think whoever I channel from in spirit, they just love to give me songs, because they know I am not a good singer. But I try. So, give me a like, an E for effort, right? So Spirit is saying today, be like a mountain. A mountain has ridges. They have highs, they have lows, and they have valleys that are deep. Give yourself mercy and compassion to feel the deep emotions, and permission to release it all to your angels in the sky. And I heard like doves flying away. Spirit wants you to specifically know out there, whoever this resonates with, this burden is no longer yours to keep, nor your cross to bear. Have faith your angels will restore order. You are sailing into calmer waters, so you got to take your anchors out of the past. The past is over. It's really hard. It's still replaying in your mind, and it might for a little bit, but there are things that you can do to help that. But ultimately, that's why you got to find out the truth and start processing the truth, because you're not always going to accept the truth right away. And I just saw 44. That was really cool. So 444. You're not always going to process the truth right away. you don't accept it right away. It takes some time to process, even years. So even, there's the grief process. Kubler-Ross, go look it up. That is going to help you because there's a whole process, and it's like a 5-step process of anger, and starts out with anger, denial, go through all the steps. I don't have it right in front of me, but it ends with acceptance. And some people never get to the acceptance stage. And if you've ever had like a loved one in the nursing home, or maybe your doctor's office has showed you the stages of grief, but look up Kubler-Ross, the stages of grief. And this will help you to understand there's not a time period that you have to stay in these emotions. It's really up to you and how long you stay there. So give yourself some time to process, okay? And don't try to fill up the voids in your heart, I'm hearing, with people, places, or things, because those will leave just as quickly as they came, and then you'll have another wound to heal, and Spirit doesn't want that for you. So whoever that resonates with, I got some deep messages here, but they're healing messages because it's Sunday, right? It's a holy day today, and Spirit is going to be rewarding you. This is pretty awesome, for your generosity. Spirit is saying to start smiling, even if you don't know it's coming. You're going to be excited soon. It's you give lots to others. Now it's your time to receive. So Spirit wants you to remind you of the law of reciprocity. And I'm hearing that keep giving daily, and it will come back to you tenfold, because you got to give to receive. Okay, and but you can't overgive, because that throws you out of balance. You have to be like yin and yang. You give and you receive, and you don't give just to get. Okay, this comes out just out of the kindness and generosity out of your heart, because those things are never overlooked. Be abundant with your love. Keep giving it abundantly, because the divine will keep sharing that abundant love for you to freely give. But have discernment when the giving and receiving is off, because God is using you as a tool in some people's lives right now, and is putting you there in plain sight. And you're an answer to people's prayers. So you show up, and Spirit is giving this person a chance, even though they've done not so good things in their life. They're giving them a chance, and you are their earth angel, and that's why you've shown up. And I just saw 808, 1808. Now, depending on how this person treats you will depend on their karma. Okay, so don't get upset when somebody takes all from you and leaves you high and dry, or this has happened to you, because ultimately God was testing them to see how they would treat an earth angel, and if they were really going to do what they say and say what they meant, and they didn't. So therefore God never stops listening, but he'll cut that off of actually sending you stuff, because until you're going to serve the love and light, he's not going to continue to bless you, and he's not going to bless other people, and he's especially not going to bless you to bless other people that aren't following in the love and light. See, I just saw 909 and 911. So that's something for you guys to think about out there. We give to people because of our empathy, but ultimately that is a wound. If you're over giving, if you're giving before your needs are met, then that is something you need to start healing. I had to understand that. It's a whole process, but I promise you, if you make the actions to do it, your life can change. But Spirit's co-creative. Spirit doesn't do it for you. It leads you to it to help you. And it gives you all the tools and the abundance that you need. So take time to choose the right choice, not just the fast and simple choice, because that's not always the best choice, is what Spirit's saying. Spirit says take that trip. I kept hearing this confirmation that you're gonna, like I said, somebody's gonna be taking you on a trip. You're gonna be going on a trip, or you need to book that trip. Adventure is the key to knowing one's true nature. Sail the storms of your life. Take time out for personal freedom. Nature. Get out in nature. Spirit says no technology. I channeled these numbers: 1111, 31, 31, 32, 32, 87, 87. I also saw the spirit animal blue jays. This one's been coming around a lot. Let me know if you have been seeing this, and thank you so much for still being here. We're at 20 minutes right now, but I'm almost about to wrap this up. I'm really not keeping these over 30 minutes, and so you guys can, go check out the other podcast episodes before this, because my messages are timeless. It's whenever you run across them is when they are in effect for you. So know that. Or if I specifically am talking to you, they usually happen in about 4 to 6 months. It can happen sooner, but I don't do time because things aren't engraved in stone. Your destiny is not built yet, so I just don't do all that. And your choices affect how your destiny changes. So there's a lot of aspects into the concept of time and readings, but I always give people a general. It's about 4 to 6 months, but it can always be sooner or later. So always know you got that sooner option. Blue jays represent faithfulness, curiosity, courage. They are also known for bold expression. They're kind of loud because they're trying to communicate with each other. They're also symbolize communication, courage, awareness, loyalty, and trickery. So when you see this bird pop up, first of all, know what was the last thing you were just thinking about, okay? And how does that apply to what I just said to you? Because you'll know why a certain animal keeps popping up. Usually this is to give you they help you to align with these values, so they can help you with your faithfulness. Or they are also intelligent, fearless protectors. Okay, so they're pretty awesome birds, but they have a little a little fun side to them, that they like to do a little trickery. But that's okay. They're just see what that bird is popping up, because everything pops up for a reason. Also, back to this adventure that you're going to be having, Spirit is saying ride the tide, because you're going to be finding your true nature this summer, especially. So know that you are eternal, and your higher self is sacred and deserves love. So give yourself love first, then worry about giving to others, because you can't pour from an empty pot. And you have to love yourself first, because you can only love someone to the capacity that you know how to love. Okay, other than that, that's why people are have issues in love, because they only know one kind. And I don't know, that's a whole nother podcast topic of why we go to toxic love, and it's simply because we don't hold ourselves highest first. I just saw 2424 as I said that. You have to hold yourself highest first. Okay, and it's not about being selfish, or that's a whole different level. Just because you put yourself first and you say no to other people does not make you selfish. It's called boundaries. So let's get into the letters. that I channeled. T is in Tom, N is in Nancy, S is in Sam, R is in Roger, J is in Jesse, D is in Danny, N is in Nancy, Z is in Zebra. I'm going to put these letters down at the bottom. So I also heard the names Jude, Charles, Manny, Olivia, Sage, Janet, Jasmine, Tad, TAD, Bethany, Randy, and then I heard stirring the pot after I heard Manny. Heard Tabitha, Trinidad, that could be the country or a person, Danny, Stanley, Joan of Arc. Then I heard Pretenders, Rat, Size Matters. That sounds pretty toxic. And then I heard TJ, so that could either be TJ Mexico or actually a person's name TJ. Simon Says, I heard. Then I heard Danielle, Daniela. Then I heard Needs, Needs, and then Tangerines. So somebody needs something, tangerines. And then I heard rock this joint, gonna rock this town, rock it inside out. That's from the Stray Cats. Rock this town. And then I heard no turns, no U-turns, and then something to do with trains. So I'm about to take a train ride. Super exciting though. You know, you're going through some healing now. Just to wrap this up real quick, I'm going to give you something about your finances and your abundance. Spirit is saying you need to start visualizing abundance in all forms. Stop focusing on whether or not you're going to get that raise or promotion. It's going to happen in divine timing, okay? And if it's meant for you, it will always be for you. But that doesn't make your worth one way or another. And I just saw 7-Eleven. You need to have more deservingness because your deservingness is affecting your faith, positive optimism, positivity, and your guilt is also affecting that. You need to let go of not feeling good enough because that's somebody that told you you weren't good enough to receive or whatever, because angels have lifted all blocks. Archangel Michael is now protecting you. What didn't work in the past will work in the future, but you need to start praying more and you need to start giving more, like I said, to receive. So start doing some charitable work on the side. Get your giving out there. Get your law of reciprocity. I keep hearing that. You need to get your giving and receiving balance going. And you also need to start saving. I saw 1202. Pay yourself first. Okay, stop giving to everyone else and not giving to you. And even if you save $5 out of a paycheck, you need to start saving. But don't hold on to your money and just not ever spend it, because that's not bringing you joy and it's bringing you a scarcity mindset. If you ask your angels to help you, all you do is say, "Angels, please help me," and they will help you. But you have to release control of the outcome is what I'm hearing. And I just saw 2848. I'm going to wrap this up, beautiful souls. I hope you have a wonderful and safe weekend. Please let me know how this resonates with you. I see a lot of positive things coming, but you need to give yourself permission to find your true nature and honor your sacred self this summer. Love and light, beautiful souls. Have a wonderful and magical day.